bit of a description. But we're going to do it a little bit non-traditionally. You see, I don't want to just sit up here and tell you a boring story. I figured we could do a little bit of reenactment. But to do it right, I'm going to need some help. So Mike, Justin, you guys can come up here and give me a hand, I'd appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of the evening, Michael Lamb.
Now, like he said, there are 3 P's of Jason Pitts, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go over those 3 P's. And I could just tell you the story about how it is, or we could just reenact it. We decided to go with reenactments. Now, for this scene, I will be playing myself, and John here will be playing Jason. Now you're wondering, well, how do we know it's Jason? Because it's John. Well, we've took care of it, okay? This is Big J Face. You guys should have seen, I actually chased my daughter around with this. I have a video. Terrified. So this is Big J Face. I can't even look at it. So what we're going to do is we're going to react something that happened up at school. Me and Jay used to live together. We were roommates up in Central Michigan, along with my stepbrother Corey, wherever he's at. And this takes place up at one of our places that we lived, our apartments. So, let me take you guys back to 2005. All right, so this is going to take place at our apartment. I will be going into Jay's room, okay? Jay will be playing video games, Xbox Live, to be exact. For all you non-gamers, it's basically you can play video games online with anybody in the country. You also have a headset as well. Jay will be doing this, I will be walking into his room. So this is me walking into his room. Hey dude, what's up?
You can't get me, man. I've already killed you like 10 times. You don't even see where I'm coming from.
Are you talking to me?
Oh, no, dude, the video game.
Oh, all right, whatever. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.
12 hours later, don't judge me. I needed my sleep. I was up at school. I studied hard. I wake up. What is that? Oh my gosh. Jay, are you serious? You did not get enough video games last night? You had to wake up early this morning to play some more?
Wait, you mean wake up? What do you mean wake up? I didn't go to sleep.
You didn't go to sleep? Jay, you started at 8 o'clock last night. It's now 10 o'clock in the morning.
So?
Oh my gosh. You know, this is something that we would expect of Jay. He probably doesn't do this anymore, though. Oh, he has. Well, that just completely destroyed everything I have to say. So the one thing I want to say is, my word was persistence. Okay. So Jay's persistence that he wanted to kill every single person playing that video game from 8 o'clock at night until 10 o'clock the following morning. This wasn't once or twice. I don't know how many times I woke up in the morning and saw 2-liter Mountain Dew bottles spread across his floor because he was playing those games. Probably the same thing to this day. But his persistence continues in life. He persistently is one of the hardest workers I know. He probably works more in 1 week. He probably works more than a week than I work the entire month. That's not even really a joke. He busts his butt. He's persistent and he pushes to be a friend. He's one of the best friends anybody could have. This guy would do anything for anybody on this panel, and probably most of you. Guaranteed, if after this, I said, Jay, I need $1,000, not only would he give me the $1,000, he wouldn't even ask me what it's for, and he would not even ask me to pay it back. Which reminds me, I gotta talk to him for this. And I can guarantee you that he will continue to push to be the best husband he can ever be. So ladies and gentlemen, that is persistence. For the second P, I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. John.
All right, everybody, P number 2. Precision. If any of you have been lucky enough to see this guy get ready for anything, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The way he stands in front of the mirror and primps his hair. I used to have that problem, not anymore. But anyways, yeah, he'll do a 360 just to make sure everything's perfectly in spot. But there's one prime example that shines above the rest. Now this is back in Jay's Muay Thai kickboxing days. And let me tell you, I never actually took a class with Jay, but the way he described it, it was like as if Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris had a super baby. And there's not even a belting system, but I promise he would be the blackest black belt on the planet. Well, anyways, take a trip back with me to 2008. Now, Mike, Jay, and I, we were actually at the local watering hole, and after a few libations, you know anything is possible. So we're walking back to my car at the end of the night, we're in the parking lot, and I, of course, shout to Jay, "Show me the spinning back kick." As you see, he didn't even hesitate. In his pure instinct and fast twitch muscle fibers, Jay literally launches into the most perfect spinning back kick I've ever seen and annihilates this truck's parking lot. Tail light. Now, before you throw stones at Jay, this truck looked like it had been run over by a troop of silverback apes, so he was just completing the look. But that is just one prime example out of many to show that Jay is precise. Now, for the third P, we're going to hand things over to Justin Goldberg.
For the third P, I have punctual. I've also been fortunate enough to have Jay as a friend for over a decade. I've gotten to know Jay extremely well and become very accustomed to his habits. So the third P may come to shock to pretty much anybody that knows him. Punctual, as you may know, is not one of Jay's habits. As you have been able to tell from John's story, Jay tends to take a bit of time being precise and grooming himself. And as you can tell from Mike's story, Jay tends to lose a little bit of track of time being persistent with video games. This inevitably leads Jay to being late. Jay is seriously never on time. His nickname is Early, because that is one thing he has never been. A few years back, Jay and I had taken a trip to go camping in Escoda. Jay was supposed to be at my house by 3. He was so late that after the only 3-hour drive, we had to set up our tents with the assistance of flashlights. Mind you, it didn't get dark till around 10 o'clock that time of year. A few years ago, I was also lucky enough to have Jay as a groomsman in my wedding. Since wedding days, schedules tend to be a little bit hectic and crunch for time, I had set it up for a few of my groomsmen to meet us up in a set designated spot, and we would all ride the limo elsewhere. My wife and I discussed many different options in regards to how we would have Jay actually show up. One of the suggestions was tell him to be there an hour early. She decided that all 4'11" of her would threaten him with great bodily harm. That actually ended up working, and he, in turn, when I arrived at the meeting location, I called Jay to see how far away he was. He's like, "Dude, what do you mean? I'm already here." In absolute awe, I turned my head to see Jay standing next to his car. He'd actually arrived early to something. Not only was he early, he was the first one there. To this day, this stands up as one of the most shocking events in my entire life. Even though Jay may not be the most punctual, this shows that when things are important to anyone, he will be there. On time, and perhaps even early. To me, it was just another example of what a great friend he is. I can always depend on him being there when I need him. I've been able to count on him for whatever I've ever needed. He'll lend an ear, lend a hand, or he definitely will be there with a witty joke. While some of you can think of a time when Jay was late,
I can guarantee you that all of you can think of at least one time he was there when he was needed. Jay is bringing that dependability to this marriage, and I know he will be there for Crystal. Possibly late, but he will be there.
Look, everybody, the reason that we were able to pull this off is because you got to understand, Jay and Crystal are two of the best sports on the planet. Well, and because I asked for Crystal's permission first, but literally in the 13 plus years that I've known Jay, I have never seen him angry, except for the one time when the lady at Lowe's told you the wrong discount amount and punched the wall. Do what you will to the guy, but do not mess with his discounts. He's loyal, he's generous to a fault, he's always smiling in a great mood. You guys, my life is infinitely better being able to call you friends. I actually switched careers not that long ago, and it required me to move to the opposite side of the world, as some of my other friends will call it. You don't need a passport to visit me, I just live in Commerce. But literally, before I was able to get my feet down, I said to Jay, why don't I come live with you for a while? Joking. And he literally says, yeah, come on in. And him and Crystal opened their doors to me and let me come live with them, which I did. And even after the 1 month turned into 6 months, it was like I was in college again. It was great. No, but, not too many people would do that, and I think it just speaks volumes to the type of people you are and how grateful that I am to have you in my life. So there's one last quick story I want to tell. It was actually one of the weekends that you were out of town. And because I like saying these kinds of things, I asked Jay, man, you gotta be excited. You get the bed all to yourself, you get to sprawl out. And Jay actually looked at me and he said, no, I would prefer Crystal to be with me. He said, because I would prefer that the person that I love, that I know that she's safe and she's taken care of. And I never told you that because I wanted to wait till tonight to tell you. So everybody, if you can raise your glasses to Crystal and Jay. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up for our speakers. They were amazing. All right, everybody, I know you guys are starving at this point. So at this time, to do our blessing, I'd like to call up Deacon G. Wherever you